And it will be passionate and novel and innovative and new and very bloody exciting.
I didn't ask how much money. I didn't ask to read a script. I wrote like a screaming yes, I think, in caps lock.
That's all I can say. I live in fear of CBS.
We are all sweating up
They
here
know
together.
that I've caused problems before. That even if I should reveal something, that not just I will go to jail and you will too.
Marina, you're going to spill it all.
And you'd be wrong. And you would be wrong. My storyline is so wrapped up in what we can't talk about.
I am also a New Yorker. This is our favorite time of the year. Hello, New York Comic Con. We love you.
Let's get right into it, because obviously we see some familiar faces, but we see a bunch of new faces too. Michelle, what can you tease about what's to come this season?
Callum Keith Rennie, fabulous, is joining us as Captain Rayner. We also have Eve Harlow and Elias Tufexis joining us as Maul and Locke, and former couriers. For those of you who've been watching the show, you know that Burnham and Book were couriers during Burnham's time here after they came to the future. So let's just say they come into conflict with our heroes.
You know, every season we have a bit of a shift in tone, you probably noticed. But what I love most is just this quest that we're on and how we come together as a team to solve it. I think it's going to be, I swear I say this every season, but I think it's the best season we've ever had.
I agree. It's like you really, everybody is meeting themselves. There's a confrontation that's happening with all of us. There's a confrontation with Burnham and all the other characters that you know we're having to make those tough decisions about who we really are and who we really are together because of this mystery and because of this adventure.
Stamets and Colbert, we've got them both here. Let's talk about the relationship this season. What can we expect, guys? Where are we at?
We're in a pretty good place. Stamets is on a little bit of a trying to figure out the next, what new path of scientific exploration. So that's a really interesting, because it's, you know, for him, science is not just about, cool ideas, it's actually his reason for being. So yeah, searching for the thing that will plug him into the next passionate course of his life is a really cool thing to be a part of.
The fact that we do kind of choose a different flavor for every season, but have a very consistent through line, and the consistent through line is watching our characters evolve together. From the beginning, the title Discovery was chosen for a reason, because we wanted it to be about each character's evolution and their evolution as a family, and they've gone through so much together.
Infinite diversity from infinite combinations, which you guys all know so well. That is the backbone of Star Trek. And that's what everyone's talking about here on stage. But this show in particular has really shown that both in story, on screen, and behind the camera. They're not going out looking for strange-looking aliens. They're going out looking for people who look at the universe in a different way, because we're at a point in our evolution where we realize that we need to better ourselves, and the only way to do that is to get different and new ideas. And so that's what the core fundamental idea of Star Trek is. Out there finding new and unique ideas so we can enhance our own. And Discovery is doing that beautifully, season after season. So thank you, guys.
Please give it up for the amazing cast and creators of Star Trek Discovery. Talk to me, now that the first batch of episodes are out in the world, how has it felt to see how the fans have received this show?
It feels absolutely terrific. And I thought it couldn't get much better than Voyager, and being the first female captain was pretty great. But we're targeting the demographic that we have somehow missed all of these years, that is most appreciative of the ideology of Star Trek, and that's children. And it will begin a cross-generational conversation, the likes of which we've never seen before in Star Trek, because the 5-year-old is going to be asking her mother what's going on, and the mother who watched Voyager will be asking her mother who watched Next Gen, and who will be asking her mother who watched Bill Shatner, I guess. And it will be passionate and novel and innovative and new and very bloody exciting. And to know that children are watching it is wonderful. And to play with him is really fun.
It's really awesome to see sort of his growth, because, I mean, Dal hasn't known who or what he is or what his purpose is since the very beginning of the series. So although he's learned a lot and been through a lot, it's only just beginning, really.
Talking about beginnings, Guys, let's welcome Jameela Jamil to the Star Trek universe.
I've been watching Star Trek since I was like 4 years old with my brother, so when the email came in offering me the role, I didn't ask how much money, I didn't ask to read a script, I wrote like a screaming yes, I think, in caps locks, probably. I'm a massive long-time fan, and this is a huge honor, and for this show to be so beautifully written and beautifully animated, I'm really proud to be a part of this show. Thanks for having me.
I love the fact that all the shows are so different, but my son has really just latched onto this, and just recently, he got mad at me because, of course, he finished the first half of the season, and he looks at me and he's like, I want to see the next one. You're going to have to wait. He's like, can't you do something? It's the core of Star Trek, because you've got all these diverse characters who know nothing about Starfleet or the Federation or what it means. It is so great to go on the journey and see them grow and evolve. And I mean, your character at the beginning is a cocky little whatever. what that character grew into was beautiful. I went from like not really liking it to totally respecting the evolution. So well done.
Thank you.
Well
I mean,
done.
it's those guys over there.
Yeah, it's the Hageman brothers. They're geniuses, Kevin and Dan Hageman. Do you want to talk about your genius, gentlemen?
We're ding-dongs. We're not geniuses. I think Kate's got it mixed up.
Yeah, we're not geniuses, but I feel like starting from my brother and I, we put our heart on this thing from day one, on page one. And I think everyone in our crew, to Ben, our director, and everyone else, everyone loves Trek and knows the importance of this show and the next generation. And just everyone's pouring everything they can into it.
I'm so proud of our show. I'm so proud of our crew. I'm so proud of our talent. I feel like we're all pushing in the same direction, and it's turning into something beautiful.
And we promise you there are going to be some really wild, fun, legendary characters coming back in Prodigy.
Let's give it up for this amazing cast and creators of Star Trek Prodigy. Ladies and gentlemen, let's take this in for a second. Give it up one more time for the amazing cast of Star Trek Picard and Star Trek The Next Generation. Here they are. What's it like to be a part of Star Trek Picard now together? Was it surreal, exciting, bizarre? What are the emotions that ran through you making this third season?
Joy, fun.
I'm going to go with surreal and bizarre.
It was hell.
There we go. That's what I wanted. Brent?
It was like swimming in a rainbow with thousands of naked cherubs.
Come home. Gotta agree. It was genuinely delicious.
Yeah. So let's just dive right in. A couple of antagonists we're seeing. One familiar, or actually two familiar, and one new.
The first one is Amanda Plummer, who we actually was the only person we ever wanted for this role. She plays Vadic. The second is Daniel Davis, returning as Professor Moriarty. I just had to have Moriarty back. I don't know what to say. And the third is Lore.
In a very complicated way, which I think you'll find out ultimately when you watch the show. And what else can I tell you? Really nothing, because even if I should reveal something, that not just I will go to jail and you will too.
Yeah. Michael, can you give us a... Yes, Michael Dorn, everybody. How's Worf doing? What can we expect? Where's Worf at this season?
He's always been on a journey. And I was very fortunate that the producers kind of incorporated both of our ideas about where he's going to be and where he's going to go. And there's a lot of things that I wanted to keep and a lot of things that they actually convinced me to change about the character. And I think that we will recognize a lot of Worf and we won't recognize a lot of Worf, which is wonderful. I mean, I love that in terms of as an actor.
Right.
So, yeah.
Great. I feel like if there's one actor on the panel that's going to give me what I want, it's Marina. Marina, you're going to spill it all.
And you'd be wrong. And you would be wrong. My storyline is so wrapped up in what we can't talk about.
Very meta.
Yeah. Troy's back. There's some really great stuff that we have between the two of us. It's different. It's
That's
different.
all you can say.
That's all I can say.
Stop there.
All I can say. Oh, Jesus. I've got lipstick on my mic.
I could talk about Riker. Riker and Picard were often like brothers.
You were the elder.
I was the elder brother, it turns out. Now you've asked me to help you, and yet, may he rest in peace, Gene Roddenberry, who hated conflict on our show, would be watching sort of antagonistic. We had difference of opinion, let's say. That's all I can say. I live in fear of CBS.
We are all sweating
They
up here
know
together.
that I caused problems before.
I can give you some scoop. Terry Matalas, who loves this cast. He has righted what I thought was long time a wrong, in that Geordi was never involved in a healthy relationship. When we meet him, Geordi is not only married, he has 2 daughters. Both have followed him in the family tradition. One, Sydney, is played by the lovely actress Ashley Chestnut, and Alondra, the other daughter, is played by none other than my own daughter, Mika Burton. Mika Burton, stand up, Meek. So, Mika grew up around all of these fine folks, and to have her a member of the cast as well as a member of the family is pretty cool.
If there is one constant in all the conversations we've had today, it's family, and it's passing it on, and it's really beautiful to see. Congratulations. Beverly Crusher, of course, is back.
Well, poor Bev. I mean, she's been very sexually frustrated. Decades, okay? Now, they don't go into that like, I was hoping, but at any rate, she's been off somewhere in the universe doing a sort of new Doctors Without Borders thing. I love everything that I get to do in this season, and I love everybody here, and I'm just so proud to be part of it.
It was a wonderful dance to bring Patrick back, and the show has earned the return of every character, and every character comes back with their own story. Terry Matalas was so in love in the most beautiful way with the idea of saying, I want to see that last next-gen movie, that movie that I never got to see. But let's tell that story over 10 episodes and make it one big blowout. Because the truth is, if we had sat down and said, let's do a next-gen movie, and you've got 2 hours to introduce all these characters, everybody would have been shortchanged.
You couldn't do it. Yep.
There's no way it would have worked. To me, it's a love letter to what Picard was. It's a love letter to all fans of Star Trek, and to the legacy of this incredible show.
Yes, at the beginning, I had been uneasy about it being a reunion. But as I worked with one after the other of my dear, beloved colleagues, I saw how important it was and how well it was working. And so we agreed, yes, let's at some point bring everyone back, and who knows, even everyone together.
Thank you for what you've done the last 35 years. And thank you. You contributed so much, and we are so excited for the final season of Star Trek Picard. Guys, give it up one more time for this amazing cast, the creators of Star Trek Picard.